All right. Okay, do you hear me? Moderator, a nice, beautiful day outside again. All right. I'm going to start hoping that I have audio. And hello, everyone. Welcome to my talk show, Know Your Truth, Real Talk with me, Judge Desire for Knowledge. Yes, I'm back. I got my gavel too. So, yeah, I've had an exciting week with the weather going up and down. I've been out and about, and I have not been able to put up everything yet, but I will certain things that I want to put up. But I'm glad that you joined me. Please like and share, and please click on the notification bell so that you can get my updates at any time um, that I'm airing live or taping. So I'm sorry about yesterday. I usually tape Saturdays at 3 o'clock. However, I was out and about and didn't work with my schedule or taping, and I wanted to go live. So I decided to do it today, this Sunday on August 11th. What a good number, right? 8/11. All right. So this episode was interesting to me because there's things that we talk about. Thank you so much. Um, Things that we ask ourselves and questions that we need answers for. Not that we talk to ourselves, but that there are things that goes through our minds. So I decided to use this content today as for my episode today, for this episode of Know Your Truth, Real Talk. And it's called The Negative and Positive of What Ifs. You know, the things that we ask each other. What if I was to become a movie star? What if I didn't do this? What if I didn't do that? So the title here is The Negative and the Positive of What Ifs. And ask yourself, you know, I want you to ask themselves if they made the right decisions by not questioning themselves before doing sorry, before making decisions, which is really important that we start looking at making decisions based on asking ourselves, our inner selves first before we make that choice. Some people they pray on it, which is a great thing, or bring positive affirmations before they make choices, because those choices can be devastating or they can be the greatest thing you ever made. So on this episode, I wanted to bring that up. Did you ever think about what the answers to yourself would be if you asked yourself, what if? Okay, so for example, I've put out a few things. For example, excuse me, uh, I party all the time. No, I don't. It's just that last night I actually had an outing, and my voice is even worse today than it was uh, yesterday. So bear with me. I apologize. So what if I didn't cheat on my husband? I mean, I'm sorry. What if I didn't cheat? Excuse me. One of the examples I have here is, what if I didn't cheat on my spouse? Because it could be husband or wife. It's whatever. And so there's always a negative and a positive to everything in life. So I have detailed in my content negative and the positive aspects of each question of a what if that may have possibly entered your mind at some point or time in your life. So my first one is, what if, I'm saying I, but it's not me, okay? This is you or whomever. So in thought and matter, what if I didn't cheat on my spouse? So the negative aspect to that question would be, um, it didn't work out because of the choices you made. And don't forget that. Don't blame your husband or wife of the choices you made not to make it work. And a positive aspect would be, um, it could be it could have been worked out, and everything you wished for if you worked at it. So that's the positive. I love to always end everything with a positive, because as I'm doing this show because I like to for self improvement basis and for self empowerment, because I like to empower others with things that they can think about and choices that they probably made that they shouldn't or going to make, and maybe they can be empowered by these little basic steps that I put together in my contents of my shows to get you to be aware. It's like an awareness as well. And so that's the positive and negative aspect of that question. Another question is, what if I finished college? And a lot of people want to and can't. But in a negative sense, you rather use your money on material things. And that's part of why some people haven't gotten there, but not everyone. This is just hypothetically something I'm utilizing because, as I stated, this is no your truth, real talk. So, whatever your truth is, okay, this isn't my truth because I did go to college. So, I made sure, even with my boys, that I put away and did what I needed to do. And that it's not going to work for everybody. It's very expensive. And sometimes at the end, you still don't reach your career goal. So, it's a chance you're going to take in life, right? And you still owe them school tuition money. So, you know, they're not going to let you forget that part. That's for sure. I paid mine off finally a few years ago. So, and I hope you get to pay yours off too. So, that was the negative part. You'd rather use your money on material things instead of going to college. And the positive of it would be you've gotten the career and the dream job you've always wanted. So that can be the positive aspect to what if I finish college. See, the thing about all this stuff is, instead of a what if, we shouldn't have to do this, but most of us, it does happen that we have to say, what if I had done this, or what if I have done that? And so that's what encouraged me to create this content, because basically we've all been there, right? And no one's immune to that I know of, unless, well, if you are, good for you. God bless, because that's good. I've went through my what ifs in my younger days, which I'm still young, but I'm talking about teenage years, and because that's when you usually do it. You're like, what if I do this, and what if I didn't do this, and you know, the same thing is over and over again. Um, you think about it, right? Like, you think about it in your 20s, what you didn't do as a teen, and then when you're in your 30s, you think about what ifs in your 20s, and so on. So another one is, what if I move on with my life instead of holding on to the past? And a lot of people do that. They hold on to the past and they don't get through it. So the negative part of holding on to the past would be, uh, you rather stay stagnant on what didn't work out, which a lot of people do. If it doesn't work out, move on, move forward. But the negative part of it would be, you'd rather stay stagnant, and because it didn't work out, and that's not good for you. And your purpose here, and your soul purpose. A positive part would be, you move forward and see where life takes you. And that's a positive one. That's really good, isn't it? Wouldn't you want to move on and see where life takes you? You might have moved to the best thing that ever happened to you, best place, best person. Whatever the case may be, don't dwell on the past. Leave it behind. It's garbage. Throw it in the garbage. Throw the trash out, is what I say. If that happens to be your next, throw the trash out. It's not nice, but you know what? Let's be real. Trash is left in the garbage. You don't go back and take it up, or keep it there for forever. You throw the trash out, whether that be a job, a person, a place, or a thing. That's how we move on in life. So that's what I wanted to state about staying in the past and living your past instead of your future. That negative part is, don't stay stagnant. That's negative. The positive part is, like I stated, you move forward and you see where life takes you. That's really important to do in life. All right. Now, for what if I stopped blaming others? Yeah. Yeah. Just thinking about this one is positive. What if I stopped blaming others on what didn't work out? Exactly. Um, I'm sorry. Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, I actually went forward because I made notes of this. Forgive me, guys. Okay, so what if I moved on with my life instead of holding on to the past? We did that, the negative and the positive aspects of that. And what if I stopped blaming others for things that I allowed to happen to myself? Not to myself, but I allowed to happen in general. The negative part is you stay in a mindset of everyone is the reason for your being unhappy. And that's not a good mindset to have. And if you want to move forward, so that's the negative aspect. The positive part of this is you look within and see that you were the reason that held yourself back and what you're going to do about it today. That is a positive stance to take. When you can do that, you can see forward, move forward, and upward, is what I always say. Another question on what ifs is, what if I treated others better? That's great. Everybody wants to be treated right. I mean, equally, respect one another and whatever the case may be, in friendships and marriages and with any and everyone. I would love to do that, but it's so hard to do when people carry around so much hate in their hearts for others, whether it's uh, sex, their race, or ethnic background. It's always something. Somebody always have hate. So this is very hard to do, but you want to do it. So the question is, what if I treated others better? And so the negative aspect to that question, that what if, is you think of yourself. When you think you're better than yourself, or better than others, so you can't think of yourself or allow yourself to think outside of yourself, self-centered. You allow your ego to speak out for you. That's the negative part. That's how you don't learn to love others and look at them in a different aspect. And even if it's not love, treat them better. You have to look within yourself and see why you can't do it. A positive aspect of that would be you bring peace to those um, that come in contact with that you come in contact with on a daily basis, which is a great thing. As I stated, the positive is always going to outdo the negative. It wins at the end. So it's always good to have these positive attributes within yourself. I know sometimes it's easily said than done because, we get out of character a lot sometimes when you get angry at people and people get angry with you. But these are just pointers and tips of how we can resolve that issue by turning it around and making it a better thing and a better place to live in. I mean, you really want to spend your life here in stress and all of that for the rest of your life, or you want to enjoy what you've worked hard for. All right. That's what the question is. Another one is, what if I listened to my parents? Good one. Negative aspect to that would be you think you know everything, and lacking the wisdom or experience of your parents will get you to not listen to them because you think you know it all, a know it all. As teenagers, we all go there and we act. I know I acted out the same way, like I knew it all. But and in in the future, when I got older, I realized, wait a minute, everything they told me was exactly what I needed to do and exactly the guidance I needed. So that's when you come into play. This negative stuff is not worth it playing like you're a know-it-all. So the positive part of this parent, what if I listened to my parents, would be you are able to leave a legacy for your children to follow because you received the wisdom, the knowledge, and the experience from your parents to do so. A lot of us, we don't have legacies and we don't have the money to do it, but a legacy doesn't always have to be money. It could be anything. It could be what you left, an experience, a knowledge, an education. Like some people, it's nonprofits and things and money, monetary, and other people is a personal thing, of a personal aspect of knowledge that you left to go down into generation after generation and after generation. And that type of knowledge is a positive one. You don't want to give a legacy of negativity. So legacy doesn't always mean monetary, even though it's beautiful if we could all do that, right? So we get our knowledge and information from our parents, and especially if they're great parents, most parents should be great. They're not all great, so and not everyone has their parents. They have guardians or foster children parents, adoptive parents. But you know what? Still listen to what they have to say because they do have experience on things. Hopefully, they are a good parent so that you're listening to good things, right? And so, what if I didn't? And the next question would be with my what ifs. What if I didn't abandon my children? Oof. Now, that can be any kind of abandonment from children. It could be from birth. It could be teenagers, adults. Who knows? What the point is, abandoning a child from birth for me is really serious because sometimes we have to do things later in life that we don't want to do, but leaving them from the time they were born is really something I don't like to talk about. But um, the knowledge and experience from that would be in a negative aspect if you are thinking, if you're one of those parents that have abandoned your children before they got the time to even grow up because of consequences. But I'm talking about you never were in their life abandonment, not people that tell their children that their parent abandoned them when they really didn't. They've been there the whole time. They pay child support. That's not abandoning your child. If you're paying child support and you're seeing the child and talking to them over the phone, that's not abandonment. I'm talking about the poor children that has never met their parents. Their parents was never in their life for one moment. All right, those abandonment because people out here like to twist things that I've seen it in family court where women and sometimes men, but mostly women, sorry girls, ladies, you twist things to the children that because you usually have the custodian rights, and I've seen and this is experience because I'm gonna know this is the system I work in the court system, so I already know what's going on, and I'm not gonna come here and lie to you or paint a nice picture of you if I see the majority doing this. So, ladies, please beware when you are teaching your children that because that's not good to teach your children that they abandoned. No, they abandoned you. Their father or mother did not abandon them. Their mother didn't abandon them. They abandoned you. You're the reason why they left, not your children. And that's what you need to teach children in the future. I don't know why I went there, but I've experienced too much of that blame game. So the thing is, what if I didn't abandon my children? Okay. So the negative part of it is you fail to realize how selfish you are, and all you care about is you. Those are for the parents that have abandoned their children from the beginning of time. I'm not talking about as we go back again to the ones that have provided for their children in any means or manner. All right? These are the ones that were excluded, not even there at any point or time. That's what abandonment means. Don't twist it, okay? And don't make it work for you because you want to look like a goody two shoe daddy or mommy, especially the mothers, like I stated. You have the highest statistics in the courthouse. So I worked in the family court because I'm in a different part now. But yeah, I've seen that more with you guys. And unfortunately, you're not going to like it, but the truth will set you free. And if you are doing it, why don't you change your life today and stop? It can help you with your children have a better relationship and communication with your children if you're more truthful than giving them, feeding them lies. All right. And so the positive part of um, the positive part is, and this goes for those ones that do the wrong things to and teach their children incorrect information. The positive part is you will live a happy life being a parent, a trustworthy one, and watch them grow up to be amazing. That's what's important. Who cares about anything else but that your children become amazing and you watch them grow to do and achieve all their goals here. That's what's important, ladies and gentlemen. All right. And another what if, we're down to number 8. What if I was a better parent? Okay. So the negative aspect would be you had no prior training with your parents to succeed in parenting. And that happens to a lot of people. And there's other reasons. I just used this one because everyone uses excuses. That's a big excuse. So what if? Okay. That's negative that you would sad if you didn't get that parenting from your parents because they weren't good parents to get it to learn. But in a positive sense, be your own person and don't live off of what others did to you or what you was shown or even taught. You have the choice to change your generation, your heritage, not your heritage, but your generation of the future children that's coming. Um, that it doesn't end up going generation after generational, um, which is ideal if you do. And I've seen where the children's minds are twisted. We were just talking about that, and their father twisting to ask their father for everything, and another talks bad about their father. It's a nasty situation. Yes, I was just talking about that. Yeah, exactly. After paying child support, I was just talking about that. I don't know if you just missed that other one, where we spoke about abandoning children. A lot of people use that word loosely. Like I said, when in the courthouse, in the family court that I worked, my first part in the court was women and men, but mostly women, use that abandonment issue. But the facts remain that the abandonment was you, not the children, because you're paying child support. That's not abandonment. You didn't abandon your children, so don't teach your children that. If you had to force to go to child support and say, "Well, I had to force them to pay," that's a lie. Most people aren't forced. Some people want more money and they're greedy, so they'll go to court instead of working it out. And that's why we have a court system, because people are greedy. They want more money, and most of them don't even use it on the children, or they don't have any money left after child support to give those children tuition or make them go to college. And the fathers are looked and frowned upon, or the mothers, whichever one in this situation. But I mostly know fathers that are frowned upon because of that, and they gave everything. They lived in boxes, homelessness and stuff like that, but they were taught they were abandoned. So don't twist those words, because it's not going to work in your favor. And yeah, I just said that, and everybody could go back to the tape later if you want to and see that part. Because if I don't move on, I'm not getting out of here, because I'm on the work. I mean, on my way out. I'm going to get out and about again today. I've got events this weekend, heavy events. So I want to get through this and make sure I get to the point, my point of why I did this show, the positive and negative aspects of everything. And as I stated, I like to put the positive as the last resort in everything. So I start with the negative aspect. So the next question that I was just on, um, I was on 8, right, guys? Yep. And so that 8 was be your own person and don't live off of what, yeah, others did to you or said to you. You have your own mind. If your father or your mother lived a certain way and you know it's not right, then don't do that, because that's what you were taught. That's all you know. That's all I ever hear. That's all you know. Why don't you change it? Like I just said, that can be a legacy. It's not always monetary. That a legacy is change as well, for your family. And their future generations. Okay. Number 9 is, what if I was a better spouse? Okay, to my husband or wife. The negative aspect of that would be, you're too busy looking for the ideal spouse that does not exist. It doesn't exist. There's no perfect anybody. You got to work it together. So as I was stating, that negative part is actually a positive part, because you're giving information about it doesn't exist. It really doesn't. So if you're looking for the ideal and you move husband to husband, boyfriend to boyfriend, girlfriend to girlfriend, wife to wife, you're never going to find it, because you're looking for an ideal person. Let's say, for instance, for example, some men, not all, because now I got to get on the men, they're looking for that big butt girl, or tall or short or blonde, and they have to have all these attributes together. It's not going to happen, because it doesn't mean that their character is going to be good. Okay, they can be the nastiest people. Don't always look at that mask on that face, because when you wear too much makeup, something you hiding, girl. And I just wanted to say that. But men need to stop doing that as well. Yeah, you cannot. Just go out there, and women do it too. I want this bodybuilding ab muscle guy. Your best friend could be the most average guy and treat you right. So don't always look for those overmade, because if people overwork on a certain area and it's always about vanity, then they're vain inside. Not all the time, but most of the time. And that's exactly what you're going to get. So never look for the most perfect, because anyone that tries to be so perfect is hiding something. No one's going to be perfect. There's always going to be flaws. Show your flaws so that people can accept you for who you are at that moment in time. I always say, I'd rather be honest and upfront with someone, so this way you make the decision if you want to be with me or not. I'm not going to hide myself like most people I've seen in my past relationships, whose exes or whatever. They sit there and they don't know the person was like that at all. And then pop, all of a sudden you got a new person because that person was lying the whole time about who they were. I mean, just be straightforward, because I'd rather you tell me and show me who you are than hiding, because that's the worst thing you could do to me. No, I don't like that at all, and I bet you don't either. So take those type of women, or men, that show you who they are from the beginning, and then you have a choice to say, do I want to be with this person or do I not want to be with this person, instead of someone that shows their self later in life, and it's too late. You already have children with them, or you already married them, and then they're showing you a part you never seen. This is where honesty comes. Not everyone's going to be honest, but show me who you are right now. That's what I do. This way you have an opportunity to say, I don't want to date someone like you. Thank you, bye. Your loss, not mine. But when you don't have a choice because people fake it all day, no, that's not good. So I'm going to move on to this other one, because like I said, the ideal spouse does not exist. So we need to stop looking for them. All right. And you do yourself a favor. um, what did you say? Flaws. Yes, exactly. All right. So take you up for your flaws, and being gorgeous and handsome is not having a partner. That's a red flag. Yes, that is a red flag. Excuse me. That is a red flag. Yes, I'm going to do it now. Definitely. I had to. I had to hit the gavel for that one. That is a red flag. When you see those type of people that are looking for the ideal, that's a red flag, because they're not going to be ideal to you either. Um, so be careful with that, and because they don't exist. It doesn't exist. We can be Christians or religious or whichever one you choose, but there is no ideal spouse. So don't look for them. Look for within a person, and their attributes and where they're going with it, and try to be who you are and show who you are, so that you can, because anyone that doesn't show themselves is a manipulator to me. Like, you could sit there and manipulate situations to get it to where you need it, then that's where it's messed up. That's why a lot of relationships and marriages fail, because then it's too late and you get caught out there, and they're going to take everything from you, money, your children, and everything else. So you got to be really logical when you're choosing a partner that you're going to have permanently. And I would not only just take it easy and try to know who they are, but if they're hiding and you don't notice that person, and 2 3 years comes by because they've been so much of a liar, and their life ends up coming out, like, this is not the person I wanted to marry. You're going to end up seeing things like that. So be really careful, because like I said, this is the one of the biggest one. There is no ideal spouse out there, so get that out of your head. Nowhere. I don't care if you're Christian or religious, there is none. Everyone has flaws, and it's beautiful, because then you can learn together how to um, to deal with the flaw if it's not too serious, how to work through it, and those things are positive, right? So the positive part of looking for the one, sorry, what if this one was, what if I was a better spouse, or my husband or wife, to my husband and wife, right? So that was the negative part. You're too busy looking for the ideal spouse. In case I see people coming on, so in case you are behind this video, we were talking about that. There is no ideal spouse. And the positive aspect to this one would be, because I always do a positive, all right, and that positive is enjoy what you have and don't allow outside influences or people to dictate what a spouse or um, a husband or a wife is, because everyone has their own ideal ideology or idea or opinion on something, and people that have been through bad marriages are always out there bad mouthing marriage. So you have to do your own research by living the experience for yourself. That's the kind of research. There's no book content on that. You gotta have to do it yourself. um, your experience is going to be through life experience, and that's it. And if you got enough of it, you know what to do and what not to do anymore, right? And so I think this one is the last one. You're too busy looking for the ideal. Yeah. All right. So that positive note is, you never know. It's good to work it together, and whatever flaws they have, we work it out. If as long as it's not something that's really bad to work through, maybe you can do it. All right. And what if I would have been honest with others? So the negative aspect on that one would be, lies lead to manipulation. So try not to do that. Um, and we were just talking about that. And once it's done too many times, you eventually get caught up in it. So that would be something about, you wish you would have been honest. Let's be honest. Let's just be honest with each other, because eventually it's going to slip up and you're going to find out that the person was wearing a mask the whole time besides their makeup. No, that's a joke. And makeup is okay. I don't have a problem with it. But I'm just saying, some of us overdo things because we're hiding stuff. Not makeup. I mean, in general. So that's where that lies and manipulation comes in. You get caught. That's something that you're gonna want to see within yourself not to do. And if someone is doing it, get out right away, because that person's wearing a mask, and you don't want a relationship that's full of lies and manipulation. Because obviously they're gonna get something out of you later. They always do, or try to. And the positive aspect of that, which is the what if you've been more honest in a relationship or as a friendship. The positive aspect of that is being honest and truthful, is being true to oneself first and foremost. Because if you're not true to yourself, you can't be true to other people, um, which means you most likely will do the same to others if you are truthful. So it's just going to be like, for instance, if you do be true to yourself, you're going to be true to other people. If, for instance, you don't like an opinion of someone, you have a right to explain your opinion of something. You have every right to disagree. If someone doesn't like someone and you like them, why you change your opinion on that person just based on someone else not liking them? I see that at work all the time, and I'm not a follower. I'm a leader, so I'm not staying with no crew or followers of people, and your decision is everybody's decision. No way. No, you have your own mind and you utilize it. And if they're mad, they're mad. Who cares? You have your own opinions. So that's where that one went. I don't even want to get deep in that because I see that at work all the time. One opinion is made. If someone doesn't like one person, everybody's not supposed to like them. And if you do, then now they don't like you. I mean, that's some kid stuff, and we're adults here. We have a career that's really important. Why do you care if I like that person? So maybe I see something you don't. I have to follow your opinion? No, that's not how it works. That's some mind games and manipulation right there. To those that actually follow along, you're sad. You need friends, and I'm not doing that for friendship. And so there always happens, which when you're not looking. Yep, that's true. Yeah, people always talk about people, and that makes you more important. So ride with it. It's going to be okay. Yep. If I'm that important to you that you have nothing else to do, I'm not wasting your time. Then thank you. I'm on your thought matter every day. That's great. I wish I could get that in stardom. No, I don't really want to stardom. I'm just saying, I mean, if you think of me that much, woof, it's great. Anyway, so I'm going to end this here soon. So let me move on. So that is the negative part. What if I loved myself enough not to make the same mistakes over and over again? Wow, that would be nice. That would be great for everyone. What if I have loved myself enough not to make the same mistakes over and over again? And the negative aspect to that would be you are self centered and think everything revolves around you and everyone revolves around you. And that's true. When you think like that, and I was just saying that's how a lot of people are. They think that way, that this is why they make the mistake continuously. And so the negative part of that would be that you're self centered and egotistical and think everything and everyone revolves around you, and it doesn't. So the positive part of this part would be you learn from these mistakes and see them as a lesson, not to be repeated again, which is why you get the results from the action, right? So there is a great one right there. I love that one. And so that's the positive part of that one. And I also like to end my shows with the lesson that was learned here today, or I tried to teach. And so the lesson on this case would be to make to make positivity a part of your regular everyday life, and leave all the negativity as a life lesson of for growth um, and experience, instead of using it through um, bad, tough, instead of using it as tough breaks and for revenge, because I know people do that, whether it's in relationships, friendships, or marriages. And it's sad that this is a continuous circle around and around. So instead of doing that, let's take it into a positive stance and say, you know what, I learned my lesson. This is a learning lesson, so I could grow from it and not get bitter and old from it. Ooh, I should make a T-shirt on that. So yeah, remember that word. I'm gonna make a T-shirt on that because a lot of people need to see that. And instead of using it for revenge, when it is meant to teach you something, everything here on life and on earth is a learning lesson. It's a lesson, not a punishment, but we look at it as a punishment because we don't want to learn the lesson. So unless you make it, if you make it a punishment, you're going to make it a punishment in your life. I believe that if you change your mindset and make the positive changes needed, it'll get you through life easier. And a lot of people, we don't have time to waste on stuff like that if you really look at the big picture. So I think that a change of mindset would be the best thing that you ever done for yourself. And I'm gonna leave it there. Know Your Truth, Real Talk with Judge Desire for Knowledge has just adjourned. I ask you all to please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and also put in the notification button. Click on that. So there's someone here that someone always needs to have that message, or doesn't know it exists, because there's so much other social media channels that actually has negativity, and they prefer to watch that. So I don't care if it's one person listening. I sent my message out, and I'm not going to stop, because this is a self-improvement, self-empowerment channel. And as I learn, I teach. And I'm not a teacher, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not a judge, but I have the education to pass this one. So I will see you all next Saturday at 3, live or tape. Check me out here on YouTube. Know Your Truth, Real Talk with me, Judge Desire for Knowledge. And I'll see you then. Have a great end of your week, and I will see you soon. Ciao. Oh, wait, let me read the comments. I'm so sorry. Oh, thank you. Great people. Thank you. See you soon. Ciao.